Welcome back to Animal Appreciation. Before we start, I've noticed I've been getting a lot of new followers today and yesterday specifically, so if you're new here, hi, please introduce yourself to the class. But this week we're talking about penguins. So penguins, at least used to be, I don't know if they still are, they used to be my sister's favorite animal, so this one goes out to you. And by osmosis, I have learned a lot about penguins. First, we gotta start off with my favorite, the chinstrap penguin. I mean, just look at him. Iconic. And, very well named. So most, not all, but most penguin species do live around the Antarctic region of the world. Some live in other places, but the chinstrap penguin is one of the species that lives mainly on the Antarctic area, as well as some areas, some islands and stuff in the Atlantic Ocean, around that, but mainly can be found in Antarctica. We have the emperor penguin, one of the largest and most well-known penguin species due to happy feet. Also, this is Slide. I kind of stole her from my sister, but she's a baby emperor penguin. So emperor penguins are the largest currently living penguin species, and they are pretty big. They're very large birds. This is the royal penguin, and it is endemic only to Macquarie Island. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, I might not be, but it's endemic to only that one island that is located in between Antarctica and New Zealand. So, not a very common penguin. I don't think it's endangered, I think it's still doing fine, but it is endemic to that one singular island. Continuing with the theme, we had Emperor, Royal, and now we have King penguins. King penguins look very similar to Emperor penguins, but they are a decent bit smaller than them, and also if you look closely at them, you can tell that they're two distinct patterns and colors, but they do look very similar to emperor penguins. King penguins are found on a bunch of the islands in the Atlantic and Indian Ocean, including Macquarie Island, where the royal penguins are found, but they're found on a bunch of islands in those oceans. Most of these islands are located around the coast of Antarctica, as well as Argentina and Australia, but down in the colder regions close to the South Pole. Up next we have the Gentoo penguins. The species was represented in Mr. Popper's Penguins, if you've seen that movie. Once again, these guys are found in and around Antarctica, around the islands, on the peninsula, all around there. We've got our friends, the macaroni penguins, once again represented in the Happy Feet movie, and with a spectacular hairdo there. Macaroni penguins are once again found in the Antarctic, so the Antarctic Peninsula and islands around there, including the South Georgia Island and the Falkland Islands. So, yeah. This is the fairy penguin, also called the little penguin, also called the blue penguin. It is the smallest species of penguin in the world, and they are found around the southern coasts of Australia and Tasmania. They're called the fairy penguins, or the little penguins, because they're so little. They're called the blue penguins because they're the only species of penguin that you can't really tell in this picture, but their feathers are dark blue, whereas most penguins are either black and white, or black and white and yellow. So there's that, good for them. Similar to the macaroni penguin, but with an even more exquisite hairdo, is the rockhopper penguin, my second favorite type of penguin. Again, the rockhopper penguin lives on islands in and around the Antarctic, as well as some islands that are pretty close to both New Zealand and Chile. So they're found pretty commonly around those areas, and I like their feathers very much so. These are the African penguins that live in, you guessed it, Africa, more specifically around the southern cape of it, so the very bottom, that tip area. Around that, they live on the coasts around there, as well as areas on Madagascar. Oh, actually, that's wrong. These guys don't live in Madagascar. I misread that. The only case of a penguin actually showing up in Madagascar was when one very lost rockhopper penguin showed up in like the 50s or something. So no, the penguins do not live in Madagascar. This is the Adelie penguin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but these are the smallest of the Antarctican penguins. The fairy penguins have them beat overall, but these are the smallest ones that live in Antarctica. These guys they're just very cute, and I like them a lot. We have the rarest type of penguin, the yellow-eyed penguin, that does, to be fair, look like a shiny Pokemon, so... Like I said, this is the rarest penguin. It is only found in and around areas in New Zealand, and there's not that many of them, unfortunately. So, very unfortunately that they are listed as endangered, but they are being protected, so we love that. And finally, we have the Galapagos penguin, which lives in, you guessed it, the Galapagos Islands. So these are the most northernly occurring penguins, and also the most tropically occurring penguins. So they're the penguins that live the farthest north and in the warmest climates, so good for them. So they are endemic to the Galapagos regions, they don't live anywhere else, and yeah, that's not really a penguin. Penguins aren't really birds you would expect to see in the tropics, but here they are. So yeah, here's some penguin species. My sister, if you see this, this one goes out to you.